Ahem. Good day to you. I am Toto. Yes, the Toto. Scholar, gentleman, connoisseur of fine literature and, I dare say, an impeccable judge of character. I have read every word of Dickens. I hold firm opinions about cheese, and I am, quite frankly, far too sophisticated, far too worldly, and far, far too intelligent to ever be deceived by some common swindler. Which is precisely why the events I am about to describe came as such a tremendous surprise. It began, as these things so often do, with love. Her name was Contessa Valentina. She discovered me on the social media, gazed upon my photograph, and within, I should say, 4 minutes, declared that I was her soulmate, her destiny, the only soul on this earth who had ever truly understood her. Naturally, I agreed. She had excellent taste. Her own photograph was radiant, suspiciously radiant, the sort of radiance one normally encounters only in shampoo advertisements. But who was I to argue with fate? There was, however, one small wrinkle. The Contessa could never, ever video call. The lighting in Monaco, she explained, was simply dreadful. And her camera, tragically, had been eaten by a swan. Reasonable, plausible. I pressed on, undaunted. Then she suggested we move our courtship off that vulgar dating website and onto a private messaging application. For intimacy, you understand. For romance. I found this terribly flattering and not at all alarming. It was on this private application that the Contessa revealed her one tiny, trifling difficulty. She was, at that very moment, stranded at customs, in a country I had never heard of. And the only thing standing between us and eternal happiness was a modest customs fee, payable, curiously, in gift cards. Now, I am no fool. I told her so. I said, "Madam, I am no fool." And then I went directly to the shop and purchased $400 in gift cards because love, my friends, conquers all. It was at this point that I met Vivian. Vivian was a glamorous widow and heiress and, by her own account, hopelessly devoted to me. She, too, could never video call, something to do with her yacht's terrible reception, but she sent me a photograph, and I must say she was a vision. So radiant, in fact, that she appeared to have 3 eyes. I assumed it was the camera. Poor Vivian had fallen on hard times. Her vast fortune was frozen. Jealous bankers, of course. And she needed only a small loan to set things right and fly directly into my waiting arms. She even posted me a check, a magnificent check, for $10,000. She asked only that I deposit it, keep a little for my trouble, and wire the rest back to her financial advisor. I was, of course, delighted, right up until my bank telephoned to inform me that the magnificent check had bounced quite as enthusiastically as a rubber ball. It was around the time Vivian requested I send my savings in something called cryptocurrency that a small, nagging doubt entered my brilliant mind. So I did what any rational scholar would do. I asked my granddaughter. She listened. She nodded. And then she did a thing I had never heard of called a reverse image search. Within seconds, she discovered that my beloved Contessa Valentina was, in actual fact, a stock photograph titled Smiling Woman Number 4, and glamorous Vivian with her 3 eyes, generated entirely by a computer. She had never existed at all. I was, I will admit, briefly devastated. I had been swindled. Me, Toto, a creature of immense refinement. But here is what I learned, and what I now share with you, with my dignity entirely restored. I did not, I assure you, allow it to affect me. I did not go out and tie one on. I did not drink myself into a stupor. I did not lie awake composing 6-page letters to a woman who, it turns out, was a photograph named Number 4. No, I handled it with grace, with poise, with the quiet, unshakable composure for which I am so widely admired. I am completely fine. I have never been more fine in my entire life. Do I look fine? I look fine. I had one little cry, 2, perhaps. The jacket is meant to look like this. It is a style. It is European. And do you know what? I am better for it, wiser, stronger. I have learned my lesson, and I shall not waste another moment of my refinement on these scheming, swindling, no-good bitches. Hold on. Hold on, please, before anyone faints. That is the correct and proper term for a female dog. And I, may I remind you, am a dog, a pedigreed gentleman of letters, so I shall not apologize. I shall simply continue. Anyway, where was I? Yes, the lesson. Ahem. Learn from me, dear friends. If someone declares undying love before they have ever met you, be suspicious. If they can never video call or seem strangely artificial when they do, be suspicious. If they hurry you off to some private app or weave a tale of being stranded somewhere far away, be suspicious. And if anyone at all asks you for money, for gift cards, for a wire transfer, or for that cryptocurrency nonsense, the answer is always, always no. Real love does not arrive with an invoice. I have learned this at great personal cost, to my heart and to my coat. And listen to me now, because this part I mean with my whole heart. If this has happened to you, if you have been fooled, you are not foolish, you are not weak. It happened to me, and I have read every word of Dickens. There is no shame in it. The only mistake is staying silent. So please, tell someone. Tell a person you trust. So remember the one golden rule. Never, ever send money to someone you have not met in person, no matter how charming, no matter how handsome, no matter how many ears they have. And when in doubt, ask someone you trust, a family member, a friend, or us here at the Foundation. We will never judge you. We have heard from the Contessa ourselves. She is, I am told, currently engaged to 4 other gentlemen and a retired admiral. Now, I must be going. I have a date this evening. Yes, a date. But do not fret, I have learned. We are meeting in person, in a well-lit park, in full view of several witnesses and a duck pond. She is a delightful spaniel of good breeding and verifiable references. I reverse image searched her myself. I am Toto. My dignity is intact, my heart is open, but my wallet is firmly closed. Do be careful out there, dear friends, and do not, under any circumstances, trust a swan.